Hola, hello. One thing before we get started, I have to turn on my iPad, Miss Thing. Um, I know I have not been posting general topic poems, uh, but that is because I really haven't sat down and thought about any ideas for general topic poems. I suppose that my survival could have been a general topic poem if you think about it. I mean, it could have been. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Because I don't know. I simply write the poems. I don't I don't really in reality. When I sit down and write a poem about something, one of two things happens. A, I write the poem about one thing, and then someone else tells me, "Oh, it could have been about this," which is something other than I wrote about, or something other than I thought about when I was writing it, right? Or B, it's just one thing that I thought about the whole time. Excuse me. So let me turn on my iPad. Quadir, share, Yankas, especials post. Don't know who that is, but I know Quadir. Anyway, okay, this poem I wrote on June 8th of 2015. Uh, it took me nine minutes to write, not nine, like eight, then nine. It took me 9 minutes to write. It's called The Bad Days, and I believe it's about depression. I want to say it's about depression. Don't quote me on that. But girl, I understand where y'all are coming from because if I get questions talking about, well, you wrote the poem, how do you not know what your own poem was about? Well, most of most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I will be coming to you guys with old poems, right? Only because I have so many poems that I've written over the last 5 years that are not shared. You see, so so what was I gonna say? You know what? Let's get on the poem. Okay, so let's get on the poem now. It's called "The Bad Days." And girl, sorry if I squint. Sorry if I squint. Just that's sidebar. Sorry if I do squint while I'm reading this. Let me move over so you guys move up so you guys can hear me. Okay, so but you guys can't even see my iPad. Okay, so that works out fine. Okay, so here's the poem. Finally, after all this time, it's been 4 minutes, and here's the poem. All right, so here it's called "The Bad Days." I've done bad, and I've done some good. It makes me sad, but it's always understood. Whenever I'm feeling low, just got that slump. So I can't suffer that blow, and feel down on some dump. I'm thinking, I'm thinking because this is not the poem I'm reading. But I'm thinking, should I explain this? Because some of it is self-explanatory, but other parts might not be. So I've done bad and I've done some good is not what you think it means. I've done bad and I've done some good is basically about me reflecting about my life. Okay. Uh, and it makes me sad line. Basically, the stuff's going to drive me. It makes me sad that I've done some bad in my life. Whenever I'm feeling low, just get out that slump is basically about depression. Basically saying, ow, 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 little arm, ow, ow. Okay. Whew. Whenever I'm feeling low, just get out that slump. Basically, is talking about depression, specifically my depression, but um, it can basically be for anyone. But that's the thing I've read about my poems is universal topics. I have stuff for the kids, stuff for my LGBT brothers and sisters. I have things for um my older people. I put in older references like I put in references like music references for the older people. Like not kids my age, I'm talking about older people. Like 50s and 60s and 70-year olds. Um okay. So my hand still hurts because I had my iPad. I was holding my iPad like this. Like wait, can you see it? Like this, but like this, and I was holding it for 5 minutes. You understand? So I just took my hand off of it, and then that hurts. Excuse me. Uh, every man I know is taken. Every boy I know is rude. Yet I am always forsaken, and no shitty boys are crude. Okay. That was every man I know is taken. That was that was at the time. Every guy I knew was taken at the time. Okay, it's still somewhat the case right now, but you know, let me get off the phone. Yet I am always forsaken means that I had the meaning in my head. I'm trying to think of what the meaning means. Oh, you know what happened? I think I believe I was writing this while listening to a Mariah Carey song. You know the Mariah Carey song, Fly Like a Bird? Fly Like a Bird by Mariah Carey. I was listening to that while writing this. And that's where I got the line, yet I am always forsaken. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but that's where I believe I got the line from. Because in the song, there's a male voice, and the male voice says, "I will never forsake you," talking about God. Okay, because a flag of birds is a very religious song. Uh, so, anyways, and that shady birds are crude. That means that what's that mean? Oh my god, I don't actually remember what that means because it's been so long since I wrote this. Okay, so on with the poem. I look back on my former ways. I was so submissive. For all those years and days, my heart I sold. I did give. I look back on my former ways basically means that I'm looking back on how I used to be. You know. Oh my god, I just pressed edit. But I don't mean to edit the damn poem. I wanna just look at it, you know. How about you know what, how about I go on my email and do it that way? Let's move on my email. So that in case I press the wrong button, then I won't be trying to, you know what I mean? Because any iPhone users, you guys know this. When you go into Notes and you tap the screen, when you're looking at a phone, like when you're looking at one of your notes, and you tap the screen, you know that you did something wrong. Sometimes you don't want to edit the poem or edit the note. You just want to look at it. So let me just go on my email. Let me just go on my email real quick. I'm sorry. We're probably going to go over time, Miss Thing. We're probably going to go over time. And I apologize for that because I know I was talking to my aunt earlier. My aunt was saying, she gave me some criticisms. And one of her criticisms was do not go over about 15 to 20 minutes. Actually, she said it should be 7 minutes, which is a long stretch for me, but, it usually takes me about 4 minutes standard to even start reading the poem. So, it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to read the poem and give my opinion. 249 emails. Okay, let me type in Joanne Lady Gaga. Girl, Lady Gaga's irrelevant, Miss Thing. I could write a poem about her. And how she fakes shit for attention, Miss Thing. Okay, what was the poem called? Oh, Bad Days. The Bad Days. Bad Days. Is it the subject or is it the sender? I know it's not the sender. So subject. Let's do subject. Sorry, I got my ears itching. Subject. Let's do subject. Current mailbox. Or should we do all mailboxes? Let's do all mailboxes. Core Digest, my opinion, 10. That's from 2011. It's supposed to be from 2015. Oh my god. Apparently, this did not go to my email. I'm not gonna read what that just said. I read a poem. I read something from an old friend. I read something from that I wrote from 2011. Girl, I'll get into my email, my main channel, this thing, or on the live show, because I have to do a live show today, Miss Man. Let me delete Bad Days. Let me type in the Bad Days. Subject contains. Okay, let's see if it comes up. All this stuff. Okay. 2016. It's from 2015. Mistake. I don't need 2016. I wrote it in June of 2015, and it's not coming up. It's not coming up. Okay, let me think of. Okay. Let me think of some lyrics from the poem. Alright. I've done some. Let me go back to the notes. Let's go back to. I will write down for a second. Sorry. Um. um. Notes. Okay, we're going to do notes. Notes. Why did I start a new note? I don't know why I did that. Now I gotta go all the way back to 2015. Okay, let's go back to. Let's start. Bad Days. Stopper, did she email me back yesterday? Did Kim email me back? I don't know if she did. I wrote this in 2015. Let me go back to 2015. December 2015. November. Okay, I want to go back to June. 2K12. Oh my god, that's retro. I'm just saying. That's retro. I think I just found my poem for next week. Next week, I'm doing this poem called. Should I say it or should I just leave it for next week? Ow, my leg. So, sorry about before. I wanted to scratch my leg, and by doing that, I accidentally pressed the stop recording button. I'm scratching my leg, sorry. Okay. Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where in the hell is this poem at? Oh, found it. Found it. Okay. Okay. Oh, because I wrote it. I copied it to my notes in July, but I wrote it in June. Okay. Got you. Where were we at? Okay. Okay. So, let me reread the line again. Let me reread the line again. And then what I'll do is I'll break it down again. Okay. I look back on my former ways. I was so submissive. For all those years and days, my heart I sold, I did give. Okay. I remember already reading I look back on my former ways, but I did not put an opinion on I was so submissive. Now, I was so submissive for all those years and days is basically describing me. But, well, there's no but. It describes me. Way, way back when, 2010, 2011, right? And I basically was a totally different person. Totally different person. I was needy. I was obsessive. I was desperate. I was just everything because I was being abused. I was battling. Well, girl, that's a car in the background. Sorry about that. What was I battling? Um, I was being abused. I almost, I almost failed my sophomore year of high school. Let's get into. We're gonna get into that on my main channel, Mustang. Um, my back is itching. Um, what else was I going through at the time? Because it's everything I was going through. I know, and Pam, I know you told me don't go into too much personal details, but it's all very important to the poem because I'm describing everything I went through in order to talk about how I was submissive. So, I was going through an abusive situation. I was going through. I had to move to a new town. Well, I was already here. I was already here. I was already here, so we went through that. Had no friends. Had very little friends. Had very little friends. Um, On top of that, I was starting to get psoriasis, which was even worse. Which is probably, I don't get it anymore, except for on my eyebrows. You know. Um, what else was I going through? But at the time, I would get it. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. At the time, I would get my psoriasis on my entire face, Miss Thing. It was bad. If I didn't do my face, if I didn't wash my face for like 2 days at a time, I would get like I would get psoriasis on my entire face, and sometimes in my hair. It got so bad to the point where I would get it in my hair, and I had to wash out my entire head because it was that bad. It was, sorry for my hair. That's messed up. So anyway, so back to the poem, and I had to do that tangent only because only because to explain what I was going through at the time. Okay, so back to here's the third verse. Many days I cried when they said go home. To my mother, many times I lied. Lying was my downfall, the epitome. There's pride before fall, and when I believed in God, I'd say take me away with one call. Hit me in the head with mulch, sod. I'm trying to think now if I should actually talk about this, because I'm trying to think if it's appropriate to talk about on YouTube. Then again, there's people on YouTube. I saw this video of, well, here's my poetry channel, of a young black British man, of a young black British student, excuse me, discussing why we don't learn enough black history in school. Okay? And it was very thought provoking. You know, I remember someone else I listened to. I forget if it was a podcast or if it was what the medium was, but someone else was saying that, you know, the only thing we do learn in school is white history, Miss Thang. So, uh, so I'm trying to think if I should talk about this. I was stalling, so I didn't have to talk about this, but let me just go ahead and fucking talk about it because it's part of the poem. So let me talk about it. Okay. Many days I cried when they said go home is basically talking about my childhood. Now, for those of you who follow me on my main channel, I believe I've talked about this in another video on my main channel. I believe I've talked about this on my main channel in a different video. Um, it's talking, the two lines are talking about how I will get bullied by my cousins, and I would go up to play with them, and they'd be like, "Oh, go home, we don't want you here." And I would go and cry to my mom, and you know, I remember my dad, God rest his soul, my dad said, "Oh, if they have," and girl, I'm sorry, this should not be the middle finger. I'm not giving you guys a middle finger, but I'll put two fingers with it, but I'm gonna end them at me, so it doesn't look like you middle finger. Um, my dad, God rest his soul. Anyway, back to the poem. That's the main point. My dad, God rest his soul, said to me, I'm talking about I was a young kid, like 9, 10 years old. He said, if they have a problem with you, tell them that I said, come to me. Do you know I told them that? My cousins that, and they didn't give a flying fuck? Because, girl, they were, in their mind, they're thinking, oh, his dad don't fucking own us. He ain't my dad, so I don't give a fuck about him. You know, there's a lot of things I've said that I'm not proud of, and there's a lot of things, and that basically is what the first goes back to what the first line means. I've done bad. That means that there's a lot there. I forgot to say when I was talking about that line that there's a lot of things I've done that I'm not proud of. Okay, and I've done so many bad things. I don't put in my writing so that you guys would not think of me any less. So that you guys would not think any less of me, if that makes sense. Um, to my mother, many times I lied. Lying was my downfall. The epitome. Okay, like I said before, I would cry to my mom. Yeah, poor baby, right? But girl, I'm stronger now. I'm a YouTuber. I have Patreon. I'm doing my damn thing. Okay, so don't track me Argentina, Miss Thing. But I don't exactly remember unless I was talking about the fact that I didn't tell her I was getting bullied. Sidebar, was it that I didn't tell her I was getting bullied? Or was it that I lied to her about getting bullied? I'm trying to remember what it was about because this is very instrumental to the poem. See, very important to the poem. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on because I don't want to spend too much time on that. Lying was my downfall. The epitome basically means that um when I was a child, and I told my cousin this, when I was a child, I would lie so much. And especially in a black household, if you do something wrong, you get that ass beat immediately. I know that might not be the case. Well. I'm not all black parents. I'm not even a parent myself. But I know in the case of my household, if you did something wrong, if you lied, if you told a fib, you got that ass beat immediately, and no flying fucks about it, Miss Thing. You got that ass beat. Okay, I went through it. My mom went through it. Okay, so that's what I was talking about in that line. Where I went wrong was lying too much. Okay, but that is because I did not have the mental capacity, um, to stop lying. I looked up yesterday symptoms of Asperger's syndrome. One of the main symptoms is kind of OCD things, right? Asperger's and OCD go hand in hand. And I'm only saying this because I have Asperger's syndrome and because I used to lie so much that it ties in with everything I'm talking about. Um, One of the main symptoms of Asperger's syndrome is doing things repetitively, which means you repeat things a lot. You repeat things consistently. Okay. Now, one of the things that I used to repeat consistently was lying. From the point when I was like 7 years old to when I was like 9, right? I was a pathological liar, Miss Thing. I would tell one lie, then cover up that lie, cover up the second lie, cover up the third lie, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, bitch. I was a pathological liar up until I was 10 years old. Okay. Um, yeah, so that's why I said lying was my downfall, because, um, also, another reason why I wrote that is because my junior year of high school, I remember we were reading in a story in English class. A story. A story. And in the, I think it was the ABC Murders by Agatha Christie. And we were talking about the line that, or was it, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was either, okay, no, it wasn't the ABC Murders, because we did read the ABC Murders by Agatha Christie in English class, but that's not what that was, but that's not what, inspired me to write that line. Okay, in my English class, my junior year of high school, right, um, we dabbled in a little bit of philosophy, which I loved, because in my room I have a book by Simone de Beauvoir, the French existentialist, about, it's called The Second Sex. Now, it's not about sex. Don't be alarmed, girl. It's not about sex. Ow, 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 my leg. Girl, I'm like SpongeBob, bitch. My leg! um, anywho, is my nose ring? Okay, my nose ring. Um, we were talking about in this dabblation of philosophy. My teacher would put up on on the board. You know how, sorry, but you know how teachers used to put on the overhead projector, use the overhead projectors, the overhead projector, in order to put something on the board. That's kind of what my teacher did, but with the new projectors. You know how the new projectors hang from the ceiling, and they shine a light on the board, and you do things that way. That's what my teacher did with the new projector. The new projector. Okay. So my teacher was using the new projector to put things on the board, and she would put different concepts of philosophy on the board, and she would ask us our opinion. Now, one of those things was, do you think that lying? Do you think that, sidebar? Actually, no. I just remembered. My bad. I'm sorry, but wait. Let me see if I can. Let me see if it's the correct memory. Uh, two things. Two things. It's both those things combined. Okay. I'll explain this one. Then I'll explain the next one. Okay. So, continuing with that other thing that I just talked about, the philosophification. Um. So, one of the things that my teacher put up on the board was that doing something enough times. Was it that or was it lying? Actually, now I just remembered what it was. I've been lying this whole entire time, but that was because I could not remember the exact memory. Okay. Um, the real thing was okay. So 2013, 14. Actually, no. Drama class. My drama class was my was it my junior year? Yes, because I ended up having my drama teacher as an English teacher my senior year of high school. Okay, so um, in my drama, my junior year, my junior year, no, girl, when did I have drama? When did I have my drama class? When did I have that? I'm trying to remember everything, y'all. I'm sorry, but I haven't been in school for 2 years. I'm trying to remember everything. Sidebar. Also, one reason why I can't remember that much about my high school years is because I made a video about my bullying experience in high school. I had to charge my phone, so I mean I'm gonna come back and do a verse when I can. But actually, or can I move my computer? Let me do that. One moment. Take the charger out and take the speakers out. Okay, we're gonna move. We're gonna move set. We're gonna move set for the first time ever over to my living room instead. We're gonna move set because cannot operate from my iPad for much longer. Okay, girl, we're not gonna. Okay, girl, don't mind my area here. Where's my charger? Let me charge. Okay, my phone's on the charger. Um, anyway, what I was saying was that back in the day, when I had my first channel, I was not a very nice person. I was getting bullied my freshman year and my sophomore year of high school. Really, I was getting bullied the whole high school, the whole time I was in high school. But the main, the peak of the peak of the bullying was my junior. The peak of the bullying was my junior year. Okay. However, freshman year into sophomore year, it was happening every damn day. Okay. Um, I would make videos about times that people would shame me in school. And people saw those videos that people I allegedly knew, saw those videos and told on me to my uh my school psychologist. He called me in his office and said, um, a couple kids have been writing to me saying that, you've been making videos about people, you use profanity. Do you use profanity? I said yes. He said, do you use people's names? I said yes. Actually, I just scratched myself. Actually, I don't use names. I did not use names. Um, I did not use names. I still don't use names. With the exception of the last poem that I did. Okay. Um, and I had to take that video down only because when I changed the name of the poem, okay, I tried to share it to my Facebook. But when I shared it to my Facebook, the original name of the poem popped up. That means, YouTubers, whenever you make a video and title it the very first time, that title will stick with it. Okay? Um, but anyway, so, uh, I made that point to say this, that doing my last poem from last week was not the first time that I've been told to take videos down. Okay? Um, because of me doing scandalous things. You know. But be that as it may, we're gonna get back to the point. In my drama class, what was I making the point about? Oh, in my drama class, okay. In my drama class, there was this girl I know and this boy I used to like. Okay, this straight boy I used to like. I wrote on his Facebook, "Hey, I have something to tell you tomorrow." And so the next day came, and this girl I know in my drama class, because me and the girl and the straight boy were in the same drama class. And sorry, I blacked out before. And um, the next day came, and sorry for the yawning. The next day came, and so the girl was saying, "Oh, what did you have to tell?" Well, I'm taking my aunt's advice and not using names, so we're gonna call the straight boy Jack, right? So the girl in my drama class was saying to me, what did you have to tell Jack, right? That's not his real name, but we're just gonna, you know, that's his fake name. So she said, what do you have to tell Jack, right? I paused and ultimately decided not to go with telling Jack anything because I knew I figured that Jack was straight, and I also got advice from a girl I have made a post about in the past, uh, saying that this girl said the girl I got advice from. This is a different. This is a different girl than the girl in my drama class. This second girl said that because she knew Jack. She was in one of Jack's classes, right? As well as I was, but I was in his drama class. But this second girl was in a whole separate class with Jack, right? So let's say because I was in his drum class, right? But let's say she was in his English class, right? So she knows him from English class. We're making that up. We're making that up, right? She says because she knows him from his English class, being in his English class with him. She said, "Oh, he's a dick, right? He's a dick." So that's why I decided not to tell him. Um, but I also did not tell Jack anything because there was a situation where something happened with me and this girl that I knew in my drama class, and she told someone something, and I wanted to plot revenge on this bitch, and I can't remember what happened, but see, it's because of me being silenced all my high school years for making videos, girl, that I can't remember half this shit, right? But be that as it may, so yeah. So that's what. So it's because of that something that happened. I can't not remember that I wrote that line. Um, line will be your downfall because I went to someone on a forum and asked for advice, and someone else said, "Oh, uh, you should put shit in her shoes or something like that along those lines, or you should put, you should uh." Put a dent in their tires or do something else. And someone else below that person said, revenge will be your downfall. And that inspired that line. That inspired that line. That completely inspired that line. All that other situation about the bullshit where I was talking about the junior high school and the board and the overhead projectors, all that shit was a damn lie. I said that because I could not remember about where I got the line from. So that is why I was technically lying, but I wasn't lying. I was lying, but I wasn't lying. Was not lying. You know. I hope y'all understand too. But anyway, so let's get back to the main topic. There's pride before fall, and when I believed in God, I'd say take me away with one call. Hit me with mulch, sod. Those four lines basically mean that okay, my mom used to always tell me that, on her rants about God and all that, my mom used to always tell me, oh, there's pride before fall. So that's why I read that line. Cause she said in the Bible, it says pride before fall, you know. And when I believed in God, I said, take me away with one call. That's about suicide, Miss Thing. If y'all did not know. That's about suicide. Take me away with one call means kill me now and send me to heaven. Or hell, girl. Whichever one God decides, Miss Thing. But that was when I believed in God, Miss Thing. Um, hit me in the head with mulch sod basically means hit me in the head with something, damn it. You know. Here's the fourth verse. The almost ones I don't deserve. They shot me with emotional guns and tried to have me swerve. I remember the many occasions when that occurred. They dressed in many persuasions and made me deterred. Okay. The almost ones I use to describe what I call my almost boyfriends and girlfriends. An almost boyfriend and an almost girlfriend is a term, or two terms I made up to describe someone or some people that I almost dated, but for whatever reason, things did not work out. Okay. So I call them my almost boyfriend, almost girlfriend. And that's what I'm talking about when I mean the almost ones. But the almost ones I don't deserve means I don't deserve. Let's, I felt like I did not deserve to date the almost boyfriend girlfriends. You know, they shot me with emotional guns and tried to have me swerve. Basically means that they tried to hurt my feelings so that I would basically swerve off a cliff while driving, like Louis de Havilland in I believe it was the Snake Pit a Louis de Havilland's movie, or was it Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte? Oh, it was the Snake Pit, the Snake Pit when she had her mental breakdown, girl. So, mm-hmm. Um, but that line when I talk about they tried to have me swerve, I'm basically talking about um me swerving off a cliff and while driving, even though I don't drive in real life, but it's kind of a metaphor almost um, for an analogy that I compare to Olivia de Havilland's character. What's her name in the movie Snake Pit? Not Rachel, but someone else. I believe her name is Rachel. Well, no, her name is Rachel in the movie My Cousin Rachel with Richard Burton. Okay, which I saw back in the day, but it was very confusing. Anyway, so I remember the many occasions when that occurred. That's self-explanatory. Well, I remember the many occasions when that occurred. It's talking about it's talking about when they it's talking about I remember when they shot me with emotional guns and tried to have me swerve. Okay, they dressed in many persuasions and made me deterred. Basically means that uh basically means that it basically means that they appear as many people. Oh, I'm pressing the shift key too much. Sorry. Um, it basically means that girl, fuck the shift keys. No. It basically means that they it's a facade almost that these people have. You know, they try to they try to appear as one thing when they're really in real life they're really another thing. That's what their true colors show. You know, that's what that line means. Uh, and made me deterred, of course, means that they tried to stop me from. They tried to distract me from seeing their true colors and finding out what the real tea is, and finding out their true colors. Oh, it's kind of like they try to distract me from Oh, you're really like this. It's like me. They tried to distract me from me reading their ass. Oh, you have 2 kids and you're on welfare, but yet you talk about me talking about, you know, you you talk about me being on welfare, but yet you're a pathological liar. Or you're broke in Givenchy fashions that cost upwards of $2,500, girl. But you're making fun of me with my mom, living with my mom. Okay, girl. I know you're kind. Yes, I know you well. Even when you blend in, you carry a smell. The stench reeks of wet dog. Even in your ball gown, your tail is long. Quite a hair reference. Get into it. Um, I I know I fall. That's the end of the poem. I know I've fallen behind on Patreon. Um, I have to. I posted 2 episodes of the Gossip Vlog onto Patreon. Um, I know that I have to do a live show today. Um, and I'm going to post this video to my poetry channel in place of, well, in place of the other video I had to take down. Because I was giving away too many personal details. You might know him and all of that. So, um, you know, so yeah. With that being said, become a patron today. Uh, my Patreon is in the description box below. Email me. Follow me on well, not Facebook, but I'm not gonna give them my personal Facebook. But like my Facebook fan page. I'll put the link in the description box below. Follow me. Girl, my nail is falling off. Oh, it fell. Follow me on my Facebook fan page. Follow me on I have a new Twitter for my poetry channel. It's called @DonaldPoems. Donald Poems. Capital DON. N as in Nancy. A as in Apple. L as in live. D. Capital POE as in extra. M as in major. S. Donald Poems. All one word. All one word, but the first D and the P are capitalized. Okay. Also follow me on Google Plus for my poetry channel. I'm gonna put the link to that in the description box below. Follow me on my personal Twitters as well. I'll put those in there. Email me at my poetry email. I'm trying to figure all this out while I'm talking to you guys. Um, email me at my poetry email, donaldsimmonspoetry@gmail.com. And yeah, that's it. So, bye.